friends, and welcome back. On today's Mystic Minute, I'm going to be talking about why introverts tend to be more prone to anxiety and depression. We live in a world that is extremely action oriented. If you are an extrovert, you draw your energy from people, places, taking action, movement. If you are an introvert, you draw your energy from reflection, thought, peaceful activities, turning inward. And so, if you look around you, the environment that we're currently in is very loud, is very action oriented. That is just what the world is. It caters to movement, it caters to action. It does not really cater to thought or introspection or reflection. And so, if you're an introvert in the world, you're just going to have a tendency to feel out of place. Now, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I think that you need the balance. You need action, but you also need reflection and introspection. And the way the world is now, people reflect very little. We are very action oriented in this earthly realm that we're in. We will move first and oftentimes make the wrong decision and then think about it later. And that's not good either. It requires both. So if you're an introvert, you may find yourself feeling a little bit anxious because you don't really have a desire to be moving all the time and to be connected to people or going places. It's kind of just not your jam. And so when the world is like that, you have a tendency to feel out of place. Another thing that can cause anxiety for introverts is because you are thought oriented, the potential is always there for you to look at a situation, and because you're going to reflect on it, you're going to be able to see relatively quickly how things can go wrong or what bad things can happen. Even though they may not happen, your brain is wired such that when you think, and when you think a lot, you're just going to be thinking about things that may go wrong or may not go the way that you want them to. And that's not necessarily good either. So you want to start to bring all of that stuff into balance. Stand in your truth, stand in who you are as an introvert. You're extremely reflective. You are an extremely inward directed person, but just be mindful that because you are a thinker, when you think about something, you're going to think about all of it. You're going to think about the good part and you're going to think about the bad part, and the bad part may tend to create a little bit of anxiety for you. And if you are anxious enough over enough things, it can start to lead you down the road to depression. So I just wanted to talk about that. If you are an introvert, just know there's nothing wrong with you. And just know that you are an inward directed person, and that is not bad at all. That's actually a good thing. But just know that you can have a tendency to allow your thoughts to run away with you, and that you're not going to be as prone to action as an extrovert. And so just kind of talk to yourself and try to motivate yourself to be a little bit more action oriented. You are never going to be like an extrovert, and it's not intended for you to be that way. But you probably could be a little bit more action oriented, and you're going to find that you feel a lot better when, instead of just thinking about things and wondering what could go wrong and being reticent or hesitant to move, sometimes when you just get on out there and move, you're going to find that the thing that you were so afraid of is not even going to happen. So I wanted to leave you with that today. If you're an extrovert and you caught a piece of this, it was directed primarily towards introverts, but as I said, balance is key. So if you're out there and you're always moving and you're always action oriented, you may find situations where you acted when you should have reflected first. And so you have a little bit of regret around some decisions that you made. The key for all of us is to bring all of those things into balance. If you're an extrovert, you're going to lead with action, and that's okay. But just make sure that alongside that action, you are partnering that with reflection. And if you are an introvert, just know that you're going to lead with thought. You're going to lead with introspection, and that's okay. Just make sure you partner that process with action. And if you do that, you're going to find that you feel better about your life experience. I hope that blesses you today.